because it depends on that business idea, that business model. If we have our money, our fund.
What will be your advice for an entrepreneurs like you mentioned that they already need to have some kind of own capital already? It's not a big one, at least a decent size of capital. So do you suggest them to build any new idea from the scratch, or you'll be suggesting them buying over any additional a small startup which already died because of not the business model but because of the operation way? Because the idea is much easier, but it's about execution is like 80% right now, because the last founder could not really execute it because of many issues. So what will be your advice? Buying over a great failed business because of the operations, or starting a new idea, completely their own idea, and start it from scratch? What will be your advice?
Interesting question. I think I personally think it depends. It has like to me it's case by case. There will be no like the because it depends on that business idea, that business model. If we have our money, our fund is big enough to think about to buy another business idea, or buy the startup is operating or existing. Because when we evaluate a business, we have to evaluate the founder teams, if they have enough capability to run the business, or the idea itself is very good idea, but the team is not good enough to run that, or the team is very good but the idea is not good enough, or they don't have the product is not like kind of suitable for the market, for example. So we have to evaluate very details that business and the ideas in the market and the potential like customer, everything, before we come to the decision to buy it or to make ourselves from the beginning. Because if we buy the existing one, we have lesson learned already, because even it's failed already. We have some lesson that had failed because of the founding team was failed because of the market. And then we assess ourselves as well, that what the value we can bring to that business to make it grow, make it develop. So if it's not, and we have a good idea already, we can invest in our old idea. Because to me, there will be another thing to consider, is that it's usually we cannot make, I mean, we can only run a business very well if that is our idea, our old idea. Because when we borrow the idea from the others, sometimes, or most of the time, we cannot run it well. That also the story of Apple before, when Steve Jobs left the company, and then it's going down. So just the founding, like the idea founding people can only run the business well.
Dumba, stop making sound and stop eating.